let's see how we can make bigger enemies.
To be offended or frightened of everything.
So you've become like the sort of Tony Scarface of podcasting.
And he doesn't do his job.
That's the story of my life. Are we good, Poseidon?
Yes, we're live.
We're live. Welcome to the morning show. Special guest host, myself. I'm here. Ted Bird. Ted Bird is currently awaiting trial in prison. He's awaiting trial for Poseidon. What was it? Extortion. He's been extorting Native Americans on the reserve.
Thank God you said that, because
we're going to get into it. We're going to get into the extortion stuff in a second. Patreon.com/Pantelis. If you are in Quebec, the province, and you speak French, I will be inside you. Everywhere inside you. I'm going to be Poseidon. Where am I going to be? I'm going to be in St. Therese on February 16th. In Drummondville on March the 2nd. I'm going to Terrebonne. I'm going to Quebec City. I'm going to a place called Jonquière. We'll also be next week with Radi. I'm going to be all over Abitibi. I'm going to be in Val d'Or, Rouyn-Noranda, made up places like Mont-Laurier, all over the place. So check out the website for dates. This Friday, the best comedy show in the city, Friday night late show at the Third Floor Comedy Club. That is The Secret Show. Last week was the best show of the year. Craziest fucking show. Everyone who came, comics and people in attendance, all said the same thing. What a crazy show. I can't believe this show exists. It's a secret show, so it's not taped. A lot of crimes are admitted to. A lot of fun stories that are very embarrassing. Comedians don't want to tell again. So it's a good time. You get a unique experience that's just for you. Secret Show, 11 p.m. Friday nights, Third Floor Comedy Club, downtown Montreal. The man in front of me is very upset because he doesn't know how to run his business properly. He wants to have his hands in everything. He cannot delegate. For some reason, not a delegator. It's our journalist who turned separatist, George Chickadee Chandrizos. Hello, George.
I turned separatist. No, I didn't. It's good to see you, man. It's been a very long time.
Yeah, I'm a busy man.
You're all over the place, and I come here once a week hoping that I'll run into you guys, and I never do.
What do you mean? He works with you every week.
Yeah, well, everyone. That's in the
he wants to run into you, but he wants to avoid me.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
Yeah.
You run into him by just because of his sheer size, proximity. You have no choice but to run into him.
Yeah. So Ted isn't here, man. He turned 65.
He did. Happy birthday, Ted.
And as soon as he turned 65, he realized he needed a penis reduction. So
big dick.
So yeah, so he's out there getting that done.
Is that what happened?
How's it going, man?
I'm okay. I'm just sharing the link to this. How's our friend Pierre Poilievre doing?
You guys have been following, right?
Yes. Him and Trudeau. I've been following a bit. Trudeau lost his mind last week.
I think everyone's lost their mind. And then, we're saying this right before we went on air. I'm fucking tired of everything, man. I wake up every morning and I don't want to look at the news anymore, but I do because I'm sick that way. And it's depressing. And it just makes you want to fuck off and leave and just disappear and go somewhere else. And then you fall back into that same whole circle. Where the hell are you going to go? Fuck, shut up, man. Just fucking,
you keep thinking
live
like
with
that.
it.
I'm telling you. California or no, not even California.
What the?
Because you're more of a lefty.
What?
But I would say Texas or Florida for you.
Yeah,
You'd have a good time. Fort Lauderdale.
I have a cousin that lives in Florida. She tells me that summers are are incredibly hot. Very humid. I don't do well with
That's a nice report from her. Is she
Yeah.
the first one to announce that about Florida?
Yeah, she was fucking stubborn. I do get.
Can I address something?
Yeah.
I've realized in this 6 minutes we're live.
A lot of negativity.
No, most people don't have mic technique.
Thank you.
I've
Keep
noticed.
talking shit about me.
No. I've noticed because I'm not talking shit. I'm praising you, you fucking asshole, bro. His mic hasn't cut once. Okay. Some people, I don't know how you guys speak into a microphone.
Are you talking about me now?
Yes, you spoke for 30 seconds and you cut twice because you I don't know what the fuck you do.
I move.
You
I
don't
want to see
project
you.
your voice into the microphone.
But when I see you, I go this way.
Being the last professional broadcaster, I know what I'm doing. This is what he's trying to say.
Is there a problem, fucking Mr. Producer there?
Yes, you have to,
Have you noticed how I do this? Like I'm talking to you, I'm talking to him, but I'm always pushing my voice into the microphone.
You're moving your eyes.
And my face, but
your
I'm
mouth.
always, but you, I guess you must do this. Like, yeah, bro, so how's it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so-
And as you're talking, it just the mic cuts.
No, but every time I turn to him, I move my head that way so that the mic can pick up.
You got it. He
This
caught
way.
it. The coach caught it.
Coach,
Yeah, it's become second nature.
how you been, man? Fucking busy. I'm following you. You're, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy to see what you've been doing.
I've done nothing.
No, you've been doing a lot, and it's exciting stuff, and you're growing, and it's good to see, man. It's very nice.
Thank
very
you.
happy.
Thank you. I'm trying my best. I wanna kill myself. But I'm very,
I'm doing my best. I want to kill myself.
I'm very tired. I just wanna relax a bit, but I don't see any relaxing happening for the next year. So that's it. Just getting the hour out. I wanna tape it. I'm doing a lot of stuff with the podcast. Like the French cast is doing very, very well.
Good.
I have good episodes coming up. Big hard hitting interviews. Also, the Patreon's like the place to be. Because everything's early. Like the Patreon, people have like I think the March episodes of the French cast already available.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Patreon, bro. That's where it's at. That's where the homies is.
Yeah, no, it's good. I don't know. I mean, I've been thinking about Patreon. I can't think about Patreon because obviously we don't have the growth that you do, and I don't think I'm gonna have the numbers you do. But there's always something in the back of my mind about, charging people for content, and you can do that because you do what you do, and you can offer different options. Like come see my show, or you're in this tier, you get a chance to win free tickets or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? Sex with Poseidon. Whatever it is.
That's not a prize.
That's if they don't. That's if they don't pay their monthly.
That's the lower tier. That's what they get.
You understand? If your fucking credit card bounces, you're gonna have sex with
Poseidon's coming over. Poseidon's coming over with a robe and nothing under it.
I smack my belly every time.
Yeah. So you have that kind of format that you can allow different things, and what we do, I don't know what the fuck I could do with Patreon, and I feel bad kind of creating that kind of setup where people pay to just get content that they can get anywhere.
Yeah, no, you just do more content, do live streams, do whatever. It depends how much time you want to put into this. You also have 2 kids. I'm putting a lot of time
Yeah.
and like we produce a lot of shit. Dude, like last week I think there was 3 Pantelis podcasts that dropped. There was the Tiptoeing Minotaur, there was we're hardcore. And even now I have in the bank, I'm gonna go today, I gotta edit, but we have Freeway Frank.
Oh, nice.
Going up on the Patreon. Then we have Samadamo going up on the Patreon. Then we might even do another live stream this week. We got Hul that we're recording today, so that's 3 in 1 week that are being recorded. It's a lot of stuff, and that's just the English. Then we have fucking obviously the intellectuals that's going up too. We have the French cast. We have crazy interviews coming up. We have one interview that no one's expecting. So it's crazy.
Yeah, Freeway is fun, man. I follow him a lot. I had actually asked him to come on mine too, but what a fucked up story this guy, with the whole radio experience and that slap in the face that he fucking got.
We talked about that too.
I can't wait to listen to that one. What a fucking shit. The fact that he's not the only one, like even, Ted and Terry and Ted, what a stupid, fucked up industry.
Yeah, the radio is garbage. It's because of the, he explained it to us too. It's the same thing I've been saying for years. It's these big companies, Bell and Rogers, they don't care anymore and they just fuck these people over so hard. People even started rumors because they got fired so quickly. and Natasha Gargiulo. He told us on the podcast they go, oh, he got caught banging her in the studio, and he's like, first of all, like not only is everyone at work, they're the morning show. It's not like they're there in the middle of the night. He goes like, that's an insane risk. He goes, I never banged her. He's like, it's an insane risk to take. It's an insane risk to like. It's such a stupid rumor, but people
Because everyone is there, dude. It's exactly. It's the morning show.
But people thought like, oh, it's a guy and a girl that got fired. Let's just say that. So what's crazy is, imagine having at the same time to deal with rumors, and then you're going out, you're like, no, they said they're downsizing, they're not allowed to do this, I gotta sue them. But then you have other rumors. It's like, if people won't shut the fuck up, like no one sits and listens. It's crazy. Interesting story. Then he got into podcasting, so I'm happy he's into podcasting. Cool dude.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna work together some more. He's an awesome dude. And yeah, but I want to get into why we're here. It's the morning show. It's the news segment. What's going on here? What's up with getting rid of Trudeau?
Guys, and you know, we've been saying this almost on every fucking episode. The fact that he is still around is very shocking to me.
I mean, the man knows how to clap.
Oh, did you see that? Let's go off for a second. What the fuck is wrong with the guy?
Everything.
Look, I mean, was he doing it to annoy his daughter? Like,
Was that his daughter next to him?
It's his daughter and his son, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was strangers, bro.
No.
His daughter was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she's like, what the hell is it? So when I first saw it, I'm like, okay, something's wrong. And then I saw him moving closer to her and going fast. I thought he was just doing it as a dad to kind of annoy his kids kind of thing.
Oh, if that's what it is, then I'm cool with that.
And then she kind of moved away.
What are you doing, you retard?
Yeah, kind of. But then, so that's my initial thought. But then as I kept watching, I thought,
The programming's broken.
I don't know. Like, he's looking at the ice. He's clapping, obviously, like some hockey player. Maybe that hockey player saw him clapping and he wanted to just show like he's happy for her or whatever. But you're fucking not normal, dude. There's something wrong with this guy.
You're the Prime Minister of Canada and it looks like you're broken.
There's something going on there. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of talk, and I spoke with some friends from up on the hill.
Yeah. For people who don't know, that's code for politicians in Ottawa.
Yeah. There's a lot happening in the caucus. I'm not so sure.
Can we stop saying caucus? It's never going to be a serious word. It sounds ridiculous.
How do you call a...
Oh, we're talking about our big caucus. It's like, guys, you know what you're trying to say? Just stop it.
So yeah, I'm not so sure how united that caucus is. And there's a lot of controversial shit happening right now, right? Obviously, the whole thing in the Middle East. They're having a hard time positioning themselves, even ideologically. The new session began yesterday, and it's a mess, man. It's a mess up in Canada. He's trying to regain his ground. He's lost all fucking public appeal that he used to have, at least in the very beginning. Poilievre is flying high, which it could be dangerous also for him, right? I mean, you don't want to be so up in the polls that early on, right? In the mandate.
Why did they say that?
Because anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
You guys want to see it again?
I've seen it many times. Yeah, just press play. Take out the volume and press play.
Yeah, I think everyone's seen it. I mean, so just for the context, he went to the women's hockey game.
That's his daughter and his son.
Yeah,
So his son was at the UFC, and then he had to go watch this shit.
He's like, yeah, then he accelerates. See, he's moving closer to her. I think he wants to kind of annoy her.
Or maybe he's telling her, yo, put your phone down and clap. I don't know.
She's look at her, but look at her. She's like, whoa, what's wrong with you, dude?
I mean, for the record, I will say something.
You know what? In hindsight, it doesn't.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
People are making a bigger deal over this than over the fact that he's destroyed the country.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So this is nothing. Let him clap all he wants. The problem is the economy, the mass immigration. The immigration thing is crazy, eh?
It's disgusting. It's ridiculous.
Well, I wouldn't call them that. I mean, they're human beings.
No, it's disgusting, the policy, because we're talking about the whole millennial plan that he
2030
has.
plan.
Yeah. So they want to have 100 million people in Canada by 2100.
So by the way, by that, his own words, okay? This is what. So I was told when I was younger, I was taught that if there's an extreme view, let's say Nazis. Sure, you can let them speak so you know what they're saying. It's better to have free speech than no speech because you don't want them to go underground. You want it to be public. You want to know. And then you want to be able to have them speak so you could attack all their dumb ideas, right? But you're never supposed to do something that legitimizes their theories, okay? That's what I was told. So, for example, let's say if the Nazis go, I don't know, Jews, Jews like to kill Greeks, for example. Let's say they sacrifice Greeks. You're never supposed to come out as a government and be like, we got videos of these Jews sacrificing Greeks, because now you're legitimizing something crazy. You're not supposed. That's crazy, right? So that's how I was taught it years ago. It's like you have to make sure that you know what you're talking about and call out all the crazy shit. So this guy, I remember years ago, this is Trump's first mandate time, when white supremacists and other people were yelling, they go, there's a replacement theory. They're trying to replace us. They're trying to do mass immigration in Europe and North America to replace the current population. And all these governments were saying, that's fucking crazy. No one's replacing you. That is racist, okay? And then now he's literally saying, yeah, there's 30 million of you, we need 100, so we're going to replace you. We're just going to throw in whoever we can from the third world. That's fun. Now, so you're giving these people fodder. So now you want us to go to fucking civil war? You want everyone to be angry. You want the extreme right to be angry, the extreme left to be angry? This is fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, look, it's a very touchy
issue. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand exactly what you're saying. I don't know if it's replacement theory, but it's troublesome and it's complex. One, because Canada isn't the only country facing this, right? I mean, you're having this mass migration happening, mostly from the Middle East and
everywhere
and
in
South
Europe.
Asia.
But that's what they were saying a few years ago. And bro, on the podcast, I was like, this is so ridiculous. Who's going to replace you, bro?
Yeah.
And then now it's like, fuck, now I look like a dickhead.
Well, because here's the thing. You have all these Western countries now that are faced with this reality of taking in these people that are fleeing situations that nobody obviously wants to live in, right?
We caused.
You can't really blame them for wanting to leave fucking
100%.
Syria or fucking Iran or wherever they're coming from, right?
We could blame our leaders for destroying their countries.
Yeah, I mean,
Didn't we just send another 40 million or something to the Ukraine?
No,
we'll
we sent 40 million to Palestine after they stopped the funding of UNRWA. But we're going to talk about that.
So hold on, the Palestinian protesters, everything here in Canada, have been asking for months, try to negotiate a ceasefire. And our guy's like, nah, I got this. Let's just keep fucking sending money over there. You guys just fight.
No, but the immigration thing. So Canada is among those countries now that has to make these decisions where, we need to see how we're going to take care of these people. I don't think they're doing the wrong thing. The wrong thing that they're doing, however, is that they're not properly calculating the capacity that we have here to welcome.
But that is a wrong thing.
Of course it's the wrong thing.
So right now we're how many people? 35 million, 40?
Yeah, 35 million.
So let's say we're 35 million. If you're telling me we got to get those numbers up to 100 million, bro, so 3 times what we have now, that's insane. That's it, bro. You're bringing in, for every one Canadian, 2 people, and right now there's already a shortage. People don't have enough homes. You're causing a problem. You're causing civil unrest.
There's a housing crisis. Yeah, there's a housing crisis. Nobody wants to build. Look, so
hold on. Something we can talk about. You're creating racist tensions. Do you know why? Because right now the fucking guy who's trying to feed his family and he can't afford a house, this and that. Okay, the last thing you want is him to put the blame on anywhere else other than the government, unless you're the government. Yeah. So now you're gonna have this guy being like, hold on a second, I don't have a house. But these Africans or whatever the hell comes in, these guys, the government's taking care of them. They're coming in, you can get them jobs. I don't have a job.
But they're not even taking care of them.
Getting animosity.
Yeah. But they're not even taking care of them because they have nowhere to put them.
Even worse. Then we're going to have them mad at us.
Of course. So you have a housing crisis. You can dump as much money you want in the industry. I don't think anything's going to change because the developers don't want to develop because everything costs too much. We had spoken about this. I don't think I think it was after we made the change, after Ted came back, or maybe even before. I can't remember, where the city of Montreal, Valérie Plante, had launched a public bidding process for the old Hypodrome on Descaries there in Jean Talon.
We're going to turn to a bike path you can go around in.
Yeah, no, she wanted to develop social housing. It was a social housing project, which is fine, whatever. I think it was, I don't know how many, 3,000 units, if I'm not mistaken, or some shit like that, 1,000, I can't remember what it was. You know how many bids she got? Fucking zero. There isn't one developer that wants to get in the game. It's not worth it anymore. So you don't have these guys developing. So even if you throw a ton of money at them, I'm not so sure that you're helping out the situation. So you're kind of stuck in the middle because you know what the fuck to do, right? So
I get them though. Why would you lose money? It's bad business.
So he's created this incentive now where they're giving money to these municipalities to kind of incite them on developing. But I don't know if this problem is going to get resolved. And that's why Poilievre's plan makes more sense, because he's going to credit the municipalities.
He's the common sense guy.
He's like, listen, cut the fucking bullshit. give the fucking permits. Let's get it started. And according to what you do and according to what you develop, we're going to pay you directly.
So we make sure no one's losing money.
Exactly. So the payout is to the people that actually do block this fucking, and I've seen it. You know how painful it is to get fucking permits in Quebec?
Yeah.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Fucking shit,
red
dude.
tape from what I hear, and I think just to build a house.
Oh, yeah, a lot of red army tape, they call it.
It's ridiculous, dude. I remember a story of my brother. My brother wanted to change. He did some renovating. He's in the West Island. And so, yeah, he wanted to change the siding of his house. He wanted to put a new, I don't know what the fuck he put, whatever. And I don't know how long he had to wait for the fucking city. He had to send in the plans. He had to tell them what exactly he was going to cover the house with. And he had to wait for approval from the city in the West Island to make sure that it's something that falls within whatever criteria they have of whether or not it's going to be nice and it fits in that neighborhood. Fuck you, man. What are you talking about? It's fucking siding. If it's sold in stores, I can fucking put it on my house. You know, and it took forever.
I know.
So,
I tried to get a permit to build a shed to hold my slaves, and the government was like, "What kind of slaves?" I said, "They're Swedish born," and they said, "That's disgusting. Unless you're bringing in Muslim slaves, like the rest of the country, we don't approve."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "That's crazy. I don't want to do that. It seems mean. They're coming out of a war zone. I don't want to do it." They said, "Then we're not approving your plans.
Yeah.
You get on our platform. You bring these people here. And you treat them like shit, or else."
Yeah, we need people to stay on the streets and just breaking shit down and beating up cops and threatening their lives.
What happened?
Didn't you remember that guy in Toronto in the mall? It was during this whole protest.
Oh, the Palestinian protester.
Yeah,
He was just a passionate Arab man.
I'm gonna put you 6 feet. They found him finally. They caught who he is,
It wasn't hard. He was on camera.
but he was wearing a mask.
Yeah, but you could follow him. There's cameras everywhere. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
There's cameras everywhere.
He removes the mask like 8 cameras down.
You have the cop. He's looking at him. He's like, he looks like everyone else. Yeah, they caught that guy. But he was threatening the cop. He said, I'm going to put you 6 feet deep.
Yeah,
Is he
remember that?
facing any charges now?
I don't know.
Because our government's pretty garbage.
I saw something on Twitter. It went by really quickly. Like they caught him, and there was a picture of him without the mask. So I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen there. But that's the other thing, man. And
Our government's hilarious. It's like if people they're mad because kids are dying, like people are getting blown up, and Trudeau's like, "What are you mad about? We're sending you Pop-Tarts in humanitarian aid." And they're like, "Dude, people are dying, but Pop-Tarts, bro."
Yeah.
He's so stupid.
But just to finish on this immigration thing, and this again, for me, I always look at the potential pendulum swing, right? Because you have on one side, let's bring as many people as possible. We understand what the problem now is, right? We have an issue. There's a housing, you can't house them. The economy is fucked up. We can't even build at the rate that we can.
This is basic math. I don't understand why we've been debating this. It's basic math.
But then you have the counter side of that, like guys like
let's kick everyone out.
like guys like Paul Saint-Pierre Plamondon, the leader of the PQ. He was on our podcast last week, and his thing is like, the problem with that, and he said exactly what you're saying, it's supply and demand. If you don't have what it takes to receive these people, then don't take that many.
Yeah.
And he's the only one, and his argument is, ever since the campaign in 22, we were the only party that was saying we cannot accept more than 30,000 in Quebec. That's what it is.
His issue was the way they said it. Because he said, ugh, diggy-ass foreigners. And people were like, that's not how you should say that. Use math. And he's like, they're disgusting. So that was his problem. Just the way he
because then you fall into the argument of hatred, potential racism, right? We don't want them.
That's what I'm saying. It's the way he worded it. Because
no, he didn't say it bad. The person that actually
I'm
was
claiming he said it bad.
No, the one guy that actually said it and it was alarming was Legault. He's like,
what did he say?
What did he say in French? No. He goes, ça va être désastreux pour le Québec, or.
So far, not bad.
No. He was saying as though if we take more immigrants, it would be disastrous for Quebec. Some shit like that. Like as if
that's fine.
the immigrant is going to kill Quebec. I can't remember what the word.
No, now you guys are paraphrasing the poor guy. Poor Legault. That does make it's disastrous for Canada, but you understand?
I can't remember the word he said.
It's not where they're from. You could bring in 2 million Greeks tomorrow from Greece. This country's going to collapse. It's not about it's impossible. You can't run it. There's no, dude, people here are complaining, and I see it too. You see here the apartments. People are looking for apartments. They're all fucked. They're like, I can't move because I need to move, but the prices are so high because there's so many people that want to move. So the landlords are like, we're going to make some money, and inflation, everything. No one can afford it. now you're bringing in another 500,000 people. It's too much, bro. It's fucking crazy what we're doing.
I think that Trudeau is going to backtrack on that because he's getting pressure from a lot of the provinces, especially from Quebec, and it's going to be just another blow to his policy, just like the carbon tax thing that he pulled back from in the Maritimes, right?
The Maritimes gave a Pantelis talking point. Did you know that, Poseidon?
What? No.
The Maritimes are like, go fuck yourself. You don't live here. Why are you overcharging us? This is not going to change the weather, you lunatic. And they're not doing it.
He got a lot of pressure.
They're just not doing it. Like, go suck a dick. We watched the morning show. We're not doing it.
He got a lot of pressure.
That's amazing.
He got a lot of pressure because the Maritimes, I think, for a rare time, I can't remember the last time that this happened, is turning right. It's turning conservative because usually the Maritimes were a safe space for liberals. They're like, the Maritimes are ours. We have them, whatever number of seats they have. It's almost guaranteed. The Conservatives had a couple over there, but not that, it wasn't that crazy.
People turn around, they go, how are we poor?
And it's turning now. So he has
we
a
have
lot of
all this, and Trudeau's like, and they're like, all right, we got to change things.
So a lot of his MPs from the Maritimes were sounding the alarm, and that's I have a feeling that's why he did it. Problem is, now that you did it over there, how are you going to go campaign in Ontario? How are you going to go campaign in Alberta? Have you seen what's happening in Edmonton? Minus 50 degrees. People are showing their fucking bills for their electricity bills, and it's through the roof.
No way.
Dude,
Yeah,
man.
bro, you understand the country's getting, you need, so when times are going great, okay? When times are going great in a country and there's a lot of money, there's surplus, like when he took over the first time, it's fun to put anyone in charge because you're like, how bad can they fuck it up? Which is what people thought about him, right? When it's after crisis, and you cannot have incompetent people in charge because it affects everyone. And we're seeing it right now. We have someone who's not competent enough to rule a country. He's been given the reins. And he's finding a way, even though people are giving him, other politicians are giving a way out. Poilievre's offering him ideas. Everyone's giving a way out, and he's so stubborn and so spoiled and selfish. He's like, nah. No, and he's just driving everyone, the whole country further down just because he does not want to be wrong. But you're wrong. It's mathematical. The numbers prove that you're garbage. You're wrong.
Did you
the fucking ship?
Now that you're mentioning, coming up with ideas and all that stuff, because this came out now in a dead period before session started, and I think I shared it with you, where there are secret talks between them and the NDP on changing the electoral system,
Which is kind of crazy.
Well, look, let's be honest here. In 2015, Justin Trudeau campaigned, and one of his main campaign promises was that it was going to be the last election done with the first past the post system that we have over here, right? And he was going to convert it to some sort of proportional or mixed proportional system. I don't know what the fuck it was going to be.
Here's what I find weird about this. So
He dropped that promise, by the way, within the first year of his mandate. Not even.
This is what I find democratic about it. You were elected with this system. And then the second you see that, holy shit, I'm going to get steamrolled, I'm losing, I'm going to change. That's communist shit.
Yeah.
That's communist shit.
Look, there's not a lot of information, but the article that I read said that
it's the equivalent, Poseidon, of you're playing hockey, you're down by 3 goals. There's a minute left, and you go, okay.
Okay, next
but
goal
now,
counts for 5.
Yeah, if I take a slap shot and hit the wall, it's 5 points, I win. Someone's going to be like, that's suspicious.
Yeah. So obviously there's not a lot of information. I don't even know how this even leaked, but they're talking about, having elections on multiple days, right? Instead of having just elections on a Sunday like it is normally, to have it spread out to 3 days so that people can have, the time to actually go and vote.
Time to cheat. Say the truth.
That's not the fucking
Give us
point.
more time to fucking
No,
fake
but
the
you know
result.
what? The time is such a stupid excuse because everyone knows that you have the election day, which is the day that you can go vote on, the actual election
And
day.
you have the pre-polls.
But exactly, you have like another fucking 10 days, 15 days that you can go in advance polls and vote. So it's a stupid excuse, right?
Suspicious.
Yeah, and then they're talking about electronic vote. Like they're looking at ways that we know have failed in the past, right? So I don't know. This is going to be interesting. I don't know if they're going to go along with it, but don't forget, it's a funny little coalition they have with the NDP, and if they want to stay until 2026, they're gonna have to fucking give, to certain things that they want. Is this one of them? I don't know. We'll see. Things aren't going well though in Ottawa, but they're not going well in Quebec too. Legault is fucking destroying himself. He is on free fall. I don't know if you saw the polls.
No.
The PQ is first in voter intentions. They're first in Paul Saint-Pierre Plamondon is first in as a premier. So they're doing very well. And Legault is panicking. I don't know how the fuck this new session is going to be really, really exciting. Paul Saint-Pierre Plamondon, and we've been saying this from the very beginning, since last elections, he is an impressive fucking dude. You remember the first thing that happened last elections in October of 22? It was in 22. The first thing that they did, I don't know if you remember this, was that they refused to swear allegiance to the king. Remember that?
I'm down with that.
Yeah, of course. Everyone's down that, but and it's not new. I mean, every election that comes around, there's always these things, and it's either PQ or Quebec Solidaire that's always been against the monarchy, and they're like, oh, we should change it. But finally, they cave in, and because they need to swear allegiance to the king in order to sit in the house, they fucking end up doing it. But this time around, the last election, the PQ is like, you know what? We're not fucking coming in. We're going to come in. Sorry, we're going to come in, and we're not going to swear allegiance to the king. The Speaker of the House, however, he had passed this kind of regulation saying that, look, these are the rules, and if you try to come into the Parliament, you will be escorted by the Sergeant of Arms, which is exactly what happened.
Can I just say how crazy that is that they in this modern time, they're like, if you don't bow to the king, we're going to kick you out.
But that was the time that I started getting impressed by the PQ, and especially Paul Saint-Pierre Plamondon, because think about it. They weren't sitting in the House. They didn't let them in, finally. And they managed to pass a bill to change that, that law
so
in la loi de l'Assemblée nationale, so that they could sit. So, and I thought that's fucking impressive. Like the noise that you make, and you're not even sitting in the House, and you manage to actually make a bill pass. I gotta look out for this guy, and we've been saying it even here. Guys, keep an eye out for Saint-Pierre Plamondon. Keep an eye out for the PQ. They're not done. There were 3 fucking MNAs. They won the by-election end of last year in the region of Quebec. To everyone's surprise, they've never had it. It's been a traditional liberal riding forever. They end up winning it. They're fucking first in the polls. This guy comes out and just makes sense with shit that he says. And to a certain extent, a lot of people are agreeing with him. Obviously, he's an adamant separatist, which is the one point where you're like, oh, I can't come along with you on that route kind of thing, right?
Can we talk about that? I think I'm going to invite him to French cast so we could talk about that. Because the separatist thing, I've been researching, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere else in the world, including modern day Texas, let's say, we're talking about seceding from the Union. California is talking about it. Florida is talking about it.
Alberta is talking about it.
Alberta's talking about it. In Spain people talk about it. That's humanity. There's certain we can admit that across Canada it's a big place. There's different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they're all different. Alberta and Quebec are different. Doesn't mean that they have to be enemies, but they're different.
Yeah.
I can see you in such a giant landscape. It doesn't make in the Quebec. How big is Quebec compared to Europe? Just Quebec.
Huge, dude. Are you kidding me?
So this idea.
I think France fits 7 times in Quebec or some shit like that.
So the idea of Quebec, whenever they talk about the possibility of separating, people go rednecks, racist. No, it's like the whole world does it. The whole world, but here, the second you bring it up, it turns evil. If done correctly, like every other country that does it, it could be a non-issue. It could be a no problem.
Yeah.
The problem is, and I've said it on the French cast, we don't have the leadership. We don't have the know-how. We don't have anyone that can transition and do it because everyone who wants to separate is all ideological. I want it to have it. It should be its own country. Do you have a plan for that country? Do you have it with the resources? Because so far, all our natural resources, you've sold them to India and China.
Yeah.
So, do you have an actual sustainable plan to make this a powerful country? No, but I want to be leader. Go fuck yourself. It's not going to work.
I think
too, and under the current treaty, if Quebec does separate, we only get 5% of the land.
That's not true.
No, that was a hypothetical thing
That's a
back in
hypothetical.
'95. A lot of people that were in the no camp, they were arguing that legally, if they were to separate, what part of land are they going to occupy? Because they came into Canada with Le Bas Canada.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the rest of it, does it really belong to? I don't know how strong that
I don't know who's
argument
going to
is.
fight us on that.
I don't know. But anyways, but to go back to what you're saying, I think that's where Saint Pierre Plamondon stands out. And I actually asked him that question on the podcast. And he's much more level-headed. He came out, a plan. He did his budget de l'an 1, which I think almost every PQ leader has done to demonstrate that economically, financially, we are sustainable as a province.
What is he going to tax us? 97%?
No, because a lot of the taxes we pay are to fund federal programs. You won't need them. Federal agencies and all that stuff. A lot of the money that we get taxed goes to Canada. All right, we get it back.
But a lot of that money comes back.
Yeah, but his argument was like, don't look at the $14 billion that we get back in return, because out of that $14 billion, we've already contributed, I think it's like $8 or $9 billion already. So what we're getting back is not it's not a net $14 billion. It's the difference, right?
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. We give $8 billion and we get 14.
It's a good deal.
Well, yeah, because.
But,
people,
I mean, that sounds like good business, bro. I don't know.
Well, no.
Why are we complaining?
No, because you look, it's not a net 14 billion. You're getting 14 in transfers, but part of that 14 is money that you've already given away.
So you're getting $6 billion.
Yeah, but you're up 6, bro.
Yeah, I know, but what he's saying is that we don't need to give 8 to begin with. We can keep the 8 over here, and the 6 that we're getting back theoretically, we're gonna save it anyway because we don't need whatever fucking all the ministries and all the agencies. We don't need everything that you fucking pay for services.
We give 8 and get 14 because it looks like good business on our part. It makes us look better.
You get 6.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you get 6. Look, his plan. I'm not saying his plan makes total sense.
He's making an issue out of a non-issue.
No, what he says, because his budget de l'an 1, and this is where I think it was flawed. He basically based his explanation on taking Quebec as we know it today, with everything that we have right now as we speak, and to think, can we make it on our own? Can Quebec make it? The answer is obviously yes. If you take exactly what we have now, so if you take a copy paste of Quebec now,
but minus the natural resources that India and China have.
No, just say, look, financially, can we make it? The answer is yes. However, you're not looking at foreign affairs, you're not looking at defense, you're not looking at all these international treaties that Canada has signed that you're part of. You're going to have to renegotiate. It's not that fucking simple. You know what I mean? So it's interesting for me to see someone just take it and just look at it economically and saying, revenues and expenses, does it make sense?
And what about the army?
Yes.
Is it forced?
Where? Oh yeah, we don't know. What about currency? Yeah, like there's so many things, you know what I mean, that haven't been taken into account in this plan.
What would we call the dollar if it was Quebec? Le bec?
La pièce.
How many becs you got?
La pièce québécoise.
I don't like that.
The becs. You don't like the becs?
No.
3 becs.
3 bec? No.
3 bec 25. You don't like it?
I like Q better.
Q. 3 Q.
3 Q. 3.5 Q.
That's
sans Q. As-tu sans Q?
Sans Q.
Yeah, QUE for Quebec.
Or queue. Une queue, 2 queues, 3 queues.
Je te donne 3 queues. Tu me donnes combien de hot dogs?
So he has a plan, and when we asked him on the podcast, he's like, listen, the whole thing about separatism is that, look, guys, keep in mind one thing. There's an ideology, right? I mean, there's an argument. He wants, this is what he believes, and we're not saying that we agree with it. His argument, his main point is that we have been vilified as, in the PQ, because every time we've wanted to speak about separatism, everyone has pointed their fingers and said, these are the racists.
That's what I said, yeah.
Let's be afraid. It's scare tactics.
But everyone else in the world talks about separatism and they're cool.
Yeah. So there's scare tactics and all that stuff. It goes, listen, we need to sit down and we need to have this discussion because maybe we are better off, much more better off than we think. I happen to disagree. At the end of the day, for me, it also comes down to this sense of national pride and the belonging that we have to a country. But not only that, to the contribution that Quebec has and could potentially have even more of in Canada, right? So there's all this aspect that they obviously don't give a fuck about because we don't care about the rest of Canada. We just care about Quebec. So that is.
I saw someone talk about Brexit in the chat. They said Brexit wasn't beneficial. Brexit was beneficial in terms of rights. I don't understand these people that want other people to govern them. Like you want a foreign country governing your country. I understand Brexit, but Britain was fucked long before even the thought of Brexit, because I found out about them. Not only did they have the same stuff that Canada's doing, they had the same agenda, so just mass immigration that doesn't work. But also, they've, the city of London, did you know it's not part?
I've heard about this recently.
What is it?
The city of London is not part of England.
Huh?
Mr. Political
The
guy.
city of London isn't part of Britain.
At all.
So it's actually privately owned.
Yeah, it's not privately owned. It's like a corporation. It's not, no one owns it.
Yeah, sorry.
It's the banks that, it's the banks in that city that control that city legally.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Crazy.
What is it?
That's why the city of London has its own kind of like it's treated differently around the world. It's not treated like part of England. Like you could do treaties just with the city of London.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's how they make a lot of money. They create wealth.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But they actually run it properly.
I don't know about that.
I'm
not sure about that.
Because the problem with that is it's 100% run for profit. So because it's not a democratic, it's not about the people, it's about how much money these banks are going to make. The goal, the agenda is always to just generate more wealth for those banks. It's not about the better quality of life for people.
I see.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's why people want to separate from places. Is you want it smaller so that you know where the attention is going. Like now the country's not this big, it's this small. It's all about these people. This is all we have. We have to make this work. The bigger it is, the harder it is to manage because people's goals change. So the bigger it is, normally the goals change towards the top, where it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And now it's how do they benefit? Same thing with the government here. Like Trudeau, he's been doing a lot of stuff that's against Canadians. So people are like, why is he doing this? But it benefits him personally. Some of the stuff benefits him because he likes his international friends, the WEF. They're telling him about the Agenda 2030 and shit. And he's like, look, guys, I'm doing it. He's like, yeah, but you're destroying your country. Yeah, but my homie fucking Klaus is happy. So it's all personal. It's not about the people. So the smaller you get, normally it's supposed to be better. That's why.
I'm still curious. I mean, I can't wait to see what's going to happen. I mean, it's very difficult for me to imagine Justin Trudeau staying on. He's getting a lot more pressure now.
Can we force an election?
Not really. I mean, how would you force an election?
Be like, bro, let's go. Call a fucking election. We want you out. You're garbage. The economy's tanking. He himself should be like, okay, I fucked things up. This is not going well.
Can people do a citizen's arrest? Just march into the
They
parliament?
could, but then it gets complicated. Then it becomes like insurrection territory. Like you have to let the Democrat. But here's the thing: you trust these people to run a democratic country, which is not a democracy, and they're not doing it. Like him as an adult should be like, I fucked up. Let's go to elections. Let's get a real adult in here.
There's a lot of pressure.
He has to get exiled after this.
Look, there's a lot of pressure, and I've been following because the new session started.
Quebec is the 51st state, dude. That would be something interesting too.
Yeah, you want to be part of the U.S.
No, but that's the thing. You see, this is the jumping to. He's like a lady. I'm not saying we should do it. I'm saying that's an interesting theory.
Yeah, and I'm asking you, as the state of the U.S., you'd like that better than as a province in Canada?
I don't know.
I have an
it's
idea.
something to test out. So we have to see what we get from Canada, and then in comparison, see what the States gives us. If the States goes, you could do whatever the fuck you want. We're gonna call you French. For us, you're Canada. You're entire. We're gonna even pay you more for the electricity that you give us because we give it to them cheaper than here. You guys are gonna make way more money, but you're with us. It might be more beneficial.
Because don't forget that in the U.S., the states, they have a lot more jurisdiction than the provinces do here in Canada.
Yeah,
I have an idea.
I like that.
Which, by the way, I mean, Quebec has a way more jurisdiction than other provinces in Canada to begin with, so we shouldn't be complaining. But in the U.S., it's way different.
California separates, we join the U.S. Get rid of California.
They swap. They give California to Canada, and Canada gives Quebec to the U.S.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Vancouver can hang out with their other poor friends.
Yes.
And then we're like, yo, you think you knew communism in California? Wait till you see our communism.
No, we cleanse communism from Quebec.
And then it's like, no one. You thought people didn't want to work in California where it was hot. Wait till you see people not wanting to work in the cold.
No, but think about that. See, one of our concerns was, what do we do with foreign affairs? What do we do with defense? Fuck, you get the best.
Yeah.
You get the best.
I feel like I should be in charge of foreign affairs.
Guns. We're gonna have guns.
Maybe not, because that's a state thing. Like Vermont, I don't think they have.
Vermont has guns. Trust me.
To protect themselves from Bernie Sanders.
Is he gonna run again? Is he gonna keep
He
running?
hasn't
This
ran
fucking
in 50
guy.
years, but this guy barely wants.
I think he's fucking healthier than you think.
No, that's a bold and stupid statement.
That is very bold, actually.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that's what you went for.
That's what you went with. He's very healthy. It's like how Biden at the beginning, like, I think he's too old, and people come out like, Biden's a very healthy, strapping old man, and the guy doesn't know where he's like, I pooped my pants.
How old is he now? 81.
Biden?
Biden is 78, 79. He's
mentally,
like
he's
up.
172, but
What's gonna happen down there, guys? What chaos? What chaos
have
with
a
this whole
theory.
fucking Trump race and the
hope-
garbage they're fucking throwing everywhere?
the best thing they need right now would be Trump to win. But I don't even know if Trump's going to be able to run fully because you have all these states jumping in, trying to block him and shit. Like, and the Democrats are trying to figure out ways for the same thing like Trudeau, different ways of voting so that they could. So here's the problem when you do that. I understand you always want to win, right? But bro, this isn't a sports game. This is people voting. If people feel like you robbed them of their votes, you lost the country. You're going to go into civil war and chaos. Sometimes that's what I'm saying, Trudeau.
That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of how polarized politics has gotten, both
Yeah.
in the U.S. and in Canada.
Everywhere in the world.
Okay, let's theorize here.
Yeah.
Either he wins, but
Who's
if
he?
he wins, Trump. If he wins, he's gonna get assassinated.
He might too.
Okay,
Bah.
but they're
I,
gonna
look,
make
the
it
CIA
seem.
killed almost the entire Kennedy family. Like
They've assassinated Middle East
the
dictators.
Middle East, South American dictators, they assassinated their own fucking president.
Yeah,
What's stopping them from being like, yo, fuck this guy? They might do that. I don't want them to assassinate anyone. No, Biden. I think it's crazy to just kill people. But what's stopping them if they I don't know.
I've been seeing a lot of people jump on the Trump ship though.
But
So
then
that
again,
would
they
anger a lot of
should
people.
want Trump because the CIA needs the U.S. to exist, and Biden's running it to the ground. So if you want America, right now the only one that's doing that is Trump. So you might want him for a term.
I don't know if you guys are following
That's a good
I don't know
point.
if you're following the race, the Republican race with Nikki Haley.
You mean Hillary Clinton? Go on.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to turn out because I feel like the Republicans are even divided as well.
They are. But she's trash. Nikki Haley's another Hillary Clinton. Warmongers. How the fuck can you be?
shame.
This is what bugs me is you live in a civilized world. You live in North America, and you have all this technology, all this at your disposal that you can negotiate with different countries, and you go to war. You're like, no, let's bomb them. Like they were mean to us. Let's bomb them. And like, bro, are you fucking crazy? These are human lives.
I think it's because they get to a certain point where,
They don't care.
and it's no
But what's
longer
Trump's
it's
goal
not
now?
even
'Cause
I think it's viewed more like a chessboard to them. At the end
I
of the
read
day.
somewhere that if you are in the race, if you are officially a presidential candidate, you can't go to jail or you get absolved or some shit like that. I heard.
Hopefully.
I'm not sure exactly if I read right.
That's why I'm running.
So I think that's his goal, so that he can get away from all the garbage that he's facing. And I don't know how many states there. The last
Which
one
is
in
all
New-
nonsense, bro. Have you seen? Have you looked into it, bro?
I
Some
saw-
of it is
I
absurd.
saw
He
this-
hurt this woman's feelings because he made fun of her. It's like, God damn it, dude. This is insane.
I can't remember who fucking tweeted this, but when the judgment came out that he had to pay $83 million
To
or
that
whatever,
lunatic.
I can't remember who it was. Like, fuck, I got raped. I got raped by Donald Trump.
The
also.
best is. Did you hear her describe the rape? You saw the clips?
I know, I haven't seen it. I
No,
saw the
with
clip.
Anderson Cooper?
No, I saw the clip.
Yeah. So this was a while ago. He goes, so you're saying, but you're not. And then she's like, no, here's the problem. Try to bring that up. Carol, whatever the fuck her name is. The problem is a lot of people say that was I forced down and penetrated? No, that's not what rape is.
Carol,
rape
what?
could be the way he looks at you. Stuff he says.
Jean Carroll.
Jean Carroll. We understand. And you see Cooper's like, what?
Though she gave another interview, I think yesterday or
I saw
before
that. Yeah, with Rachel
yesterday.
Maddow.
Yeah, remember that?
Are you going to help women across the world with $83 million?
We're gonna go buy this. And
I'm
you
going
see
to
her-
get you a condo. I'm going to get you. And you see the lawyer.
yeah,
The
she's like,
lawyer's like,
that's a joke.
Oh, Trump's going to sue the fuck out of us. Like,
that was a joke.
bro, you're making it like at least stay quiet. You just cheated the system. Like you cheated the guy. At least stay the fuck quiet. Don't like you're letting your cards show. Yeah, but it was so funny. She's a lunatic.
it's a mess because
Trump's defense is like, you think I really would have banged her? Ugh. And also the way she said it, she made up a scenario that came from a movie. In that same department store, the same thing. People realize now, they're like, this is the same thing. She saw a movie and then claimed that it happened to her instead of the actress, but it happened with Trump.
But I think the main
crazy.
issue isn't the rape, because I think from that he was cleared.
Yeah, of course.
I think this is because of defamation.
Yeah, 'cause
he
he's talking
kept
shit.
fucking destroying her
But
online.
hold on a second. Here's the thing that's fucked up. She lied and said that he raped her. He defended himself and said, "This never fucking happened. Go look at anything. I've never been in a fucking dressing room with this disgusting piece of garbage who named her cat Vagina." And then they go, "It's true. That's what her cat's name is."
That's amazing.
And then he goes, and then he goes,
This is not very
I would
clear,
never,
though.
I would never touch this disgusting human being. And then they're mad at him for defaming her by calling her unfuckable, but she's not in trouble for lying about a rape. That's, bro, the truth is they're not treating this guy fairly. They're fucking, and that's going to get him more votes, because people are going to be like, yo, this guy's not treated fairly.
Yeah.
How is calling him a rapist and it's not true, not defamation, and him being like, I would never touch this goblin, being defamation? Anyways, press play. This was the best.
You don't feel like a victim.
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished. Which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt.
But I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
What is it? Sexy? Did you say sexy?
Yeah.
We go take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other.
Let's take a break. Let's take a break.
Holy shit.
I don't know how to come back to that one.
he's like,
Let's take a break.
He desperately did not want to help Trump. Yeah, and the judge, now I think they're appealing because apparently, because the judge was a piece of garbage, but they found out the judge also knew her lawyer, and you're supposed to disclose that and all that. So anyways, so the whole thing, but yeah, dude, he's not getting treated fairly, and people don't understand, even if you hate him, if you treat him differently, if you try to fuck him over and it comes out, you're creating a martyr, because then people are like, wait a second. If you're right, then you wouldn't need to lie.
Yeah.
Why are you lying? Why are you cheating? What's happening? And it's like you're shooting yourself in the foot.
The incredible thing for me, after all these years of either working or following, the politics, I never ever imagined that we would be in this state of affairs, where you have no idea what the fuck is happening, you have no idea who's right and who's wrong, and any side that you look at, it's just absurdity.
So this is how I learned the American way. You let people hang themselves. So let's say, for example, we had Poseidon, a KKK member here, okay?
Yeah.
So let's say you and your friends were here doing your meeting. What I would do is I would ask, I wouldn't be like, you guys are rapists. Yeah. I would be like, all right, Ku Klux, so what do you believe, dudes? And they'd be like, black people are the devil, because they say shit like this. They have tails or whatever. So I'd be like, very interesting. All right. I'd bring a black man, turn him around and be like, look at this. No tail, dickhead. What's next on your dragons list? That's what you do. That's what you do. You don't have to lie. You just be like, all right, let us debate this tail theory. Be like, look, Jamal here does not have a tail. What is
From the back.
From the back. He's got a big fucking
That's
tail.
what they meant by tail,
Yeah,
bro.
but that's what you do. You fight dumb ideas with good ideas. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you don't,
yeah.
because if I start saying you're a rapist, and then the guy, he's like, I've never raped anyone, and he's like, I'm actually a well-known virgin. I'm a dork. Then people are gonna be like, wait, why is he lying? And then you have morons who are looking into it, and they're like, maybe this guy has a point. You don't want that. You want to debate bad ideas with good ideas. That's what you want to do. Like, you remember the guy, I forgot his name. He's this black guy who went to the KKK members, and he turned a bunch of KKK
remember
members.
this. Yeah,
he made them come out of the KKK. You know what he did?
big
He
black
didn't
dude.
call them. He talked to them. He goes, what do you believe in? And they would tell him shit. And he's like, yeah, what did they tell you about me? He's like, that's not true. And he would prove it and stuff. And he'd be like, fuck, I believe in racist nonsense. And that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. Because people,
he
once
converted them with making them realize how bad they were.
He's like, bro, I'm not a bad guy. We have different. Do you realize it's skin? Like I could paint you. It's not going to change you as a human. It's a nothing. It's a.
He converted hundreds of people.
Bro. And he has all their cloaks and shit, bro. Like that was his reward. He's fucking take your cloak.
Yeah.
But that's how you do. That's how you fight shitty ideas. You fight. That's why when I hear this, I don't go like, that's right. That's crazy. I talk. I go, wait, why do you believe this? Who told you this? And have you ever met X person and you talk about it? If you just start pointing fingers and yelling at them, you're going to make them angry, and then you're going to close off. You got to explain why what they believe is retarded. That's the only way, or else you're just creating more hatred. And this was something I learned young. This was an American thing. You have to debate. You have to have open dialogue with everyone. You have to, because that's the only way you get to the bottom of things. And then somewhere along the line, it changed, and it's, oh my God, this guy doesn't believe in the same thing I believe in. Fuck, it's crazy. You're not going to get anywhere.
I think definitely social media changed a lot because you have access to information so rapidly, and you have so many fucking
You like
people.
the double, eh?
Yeah.
You have so many people just now able to comment and to share their thoughts, and I think it brings a certain weight into the discourse as well. I don't know. You guys saw Tucker Carlson in Alberta?
Dude, okay. Can we talk about your friends at the Liberal Party? They look so stupid. So I saw, what's his name? That I hate that guy.
Pablo Rodriguez?
Rodriguez and his other guy. Guillaume Bilbao.
Stephen Guilbeault.
Stephen Guilbeault. This guy's a fucking lunatic. So anyways.
It was them two with Pascal Saint-Onge and some other guy that came on.
They look so stupid. They're there.
Is that the guy with a weird haircut?
Yeah. They all have weird haircuts. So they're there and they're like,
Pablo Rodriguez looks cool. The guy with the white hair, the Santa Claus looking guy.
Yeah, the second he starts talking though, he sounds stupid.
Yeah.
He's like, well, so they led this hatred to the racist country and they come and block him. And like, what are you saying? He make fun of us, hurt my feelings. So he should not be allowed in country. It's like, you can't. People are saying that you're a bunch of dictatorial communists with no sense. And you're fighting that by saying, we're going to block someone from coming to the country because he hurt my feelings. You're a fucking moron.
That's crazy.
Look, I didn't hear the thing. I didn't watch it. Apparently, I forget her name. The premier in Alberta came out and said something against Trudeau and some of his cabinet ministers.
Yeah, so you're allowed. That's what free speech is. So I know we don't have it in Canada, but try.
No, but here's the thing. You get troubled by a guy who comes here, sells thousands of tickets and hurts your, like you said, hurts your feelings. Instead of saying, but see, had they not paid any attention to this, nobody would have even spoken about this. Who gives a shit? It's something happening in Alberta. Albertans probably know about what happened. The entire world following Tucker Carlson knows what happened. But here's the thing. He is now a social media influencer.
Yeah.
This is only going to be as big as his next story.
Yeah.
So people are going to forget about it. Shut the fuck up. Move on. The guy doesn't give a shit about what's happening in Canada. He doesn't give a fuck about Trudeau. He doesn't care. He came here to prove a point. He got his millions of views, boosted his fucking revenue, and fucked off. And now he's going on to his next story and he's going to do the exact same thing there. So shut the fuck up. Move on. Who cares about Tucker Carlson, man?
I care about Tucker Carlson.
People
But it was funny because you see the clips, right? He's there and he's on stage and he's making fun. He's like, this fucking Trudeau with his makeup. He goes in his blackface and all that. And then you cut to Rodriguez and them like, his sex stuff is not true and he's making fun. He's causing hate. It's like, no, we have photos. He's like, he repeatedly performed in blackface. Like this is not debatable, bro. You can't get mad that he brought up something that's true because you don't like it. That's what fucking happened. Is he destroying the country? He's destroying the fucking country. These are mathematically calculated things.
Yeah.
What you should argue is, look, we fucked up. We can fix this. That's what you should do. Try to get people's confidence back. Not complain that someone's calling you idiots out.
But how weird is Tucker Carlson? There's something about Tucker Carlson that is just strange to watch. It makes you uncomfortable. He's a weird fucking guy.
Dork.
He is a dork. This guy looks like he got shoved in a lot of fucking lockers in high school.
It's the dork look that is like, why is this dork talking?
But the way he laughs,
He's a dork.
Who laughs? Yeah,
Like Scooby-Doo.
I don't know, man. There's something strange about this guy.
He has a Scooby-Doo laugh, but I don't mind him. I don't mind most people. If like him, it's just he is dork. It's kind of like Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro's a big dork, and apparently he's rapping now.
You saw that?
I didn't watch it.
Are you serious?
I know I won't like it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I won't like it.
But what has happened in the last, I would say, 5 years where people have gotten very, like, I don't think vindictive is the word, very, like, petty.
I want to see Ben Shapiro.
I don't think petty's the right word either.
Ben Shapiro, now that he's rapping, I want to see him meet up with like another rapper. He's like, oh, Jay-Z, hello, and then he's like, what the fuck? I'm a rapper. I can do this now. I'm allowed. Here's my pass.
His rap name is Lil Keepa.
Is it?
No, it's I'm just making sure.
Okay.
Hold on, let's see. Ben Shapiro.
He's dropping bar mitzvahs.
I don't know, man. It's just strange fucking times. It's weird. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with Trudeau, man.
Oh my God, I found it.
Yeah, we're not gonna watch it. I don't want to get taken down. But it's
I'm gonna
just
put it on mute. I'm gonna watch it myself.
you can put it on mute and just put it in the background.
Yeah, but even in Quebec, Legault's not doing very well either. He's fucking down in the polls. There's a lot of issues, and we've spoken about this on the show. Where
That's Ben Shapiro.
That's hold on. That's what's his face?
No, that's Tom McDonald.
Yeah. Oh wait,
I don't know
he
anyone.
comes in because it was in the beginning of the video.
Does he rap or is he just in it?
No, he raps.
Oh, there he is. Ah, he's wearing a sweater.
Hey, did you see what it wrote? Facts. Nah, this is wacky. This is a weird spin-off.
This is a good timeline.
Look.
But you know, it's good, man. It's good that he did it. Like it just.
I guess it shows that he's not as much of a tight ass as you think.
No, he's still dorky. But the
he's
fact
still
that
dorky.
he assumes the fact that I'm a dork and I'm rapping and it's funny.
Bro,
Okay.
this is the weirdest spin-off, bro.
It's so fucking funny.
But I'm glad to see because they're both about freedom of speech. These guys, right?
Yeah,
And-
I'm for freedom of speech too. I'm
It's-
just
it's
saying,
funny that it's
I'm not,
brought them
I'm not
together.
against him doing this. I'm just saying it's fucking dorky.
No, 100%. I'm not. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, whether I like it or not. But it's so funny to me, and it's so wacky.
He calls his wife, honey, you're not going to believe this. I just did an urban song.
So from now on, I'm calling you bitch.
No, I love when people assume the shit that people talk like. He knows that people think he's a dork, and he's like, you know what? Okay, I'll double down on that.
I'm in the studio working, biatch. I'm laying the pipe.
like when Tom Cruise did the Tropic Thunder. Like
That was great.
Like to put yourself like to that ridicule and accept it and say, you know what, fuck it, I can't take myself that seriously all the time. I love that. That fucking role was kick ass, man. That
Someone
movie.
just called them evil Zionists.
Oh, in the comments of his song,
yeah.
they're both evil. You're not going to believe this. The darkies are singing my track.
The darkies. Oh my god. What did I want to talk to you guys about? Let me just go back to that list I sent you.
I sent a Donald Trump rap on the Instagram group chat.
Oh God, everyone's rapping.
Oh, yeah, let's talk-
It's AI though. You can
For sure.
Let's talk about UNRWA because we've spoken of UNRWA.
You mean
It's
UNRWA?
You mean Zeus Amon Ra?
It's the UN body that was created to take care of the Palestinian refugees
care of them?
in Gaza. No, to provide for them and to, the education, health, whatever they needed. And we're talking
They're
about.
getting a lot of that. We're very healthy and educated. That's what I know about Palestine.
We are talking about billions of dollars in funds coming from all over the world to support UNRWA over the years, and this is not new. I've been following this guy. Actually, his name is Hillel Neuer. For those interested, he is the director of UN Watch. UN Watch is the only organization accredited by the UN to look into the UN as kind of like a monitoring kind of thing. Like, what are you doing and are we doing things right?
Who's he hired by?
The UN.
They don't belong in the UN. They don't belong. It's an independent organization, but they have been accredited by
they're
the
hired
UN.
by the UN.
They're not hired. They're not hired by the UN, but
they're doing it pro bono.
they are accredited by the UN as the only recognized.
paying for
Recognized. Accredited is the wrong word.
Yeah.
No, they have their own funding, whatever. It's,
From where?
I don't know. They have their private donors. I don't
This
know
doesn't
what the
make
fuck
any
that-
sense.
Yeah, they raise their own funds. It's a non-profit organization, and they have received the recognition. It's the only organization recognized by UN as kind of an internal audit, if you want.
So
of
then
the,
it's
of
not
the
really
UN.
because if they recognize, like, if they approve,
Yeah.
I don't know. This seems a little suspicious. To me.
Yeah.
No. UN says, okay, look, you are
If
the
another
body.
independent, let's say, body is like, yo, what you're doing is illegal, they're like, you're saying this, but we don't approve that. This guy's approved. What does he say? It's legal. It's legal.
No. It's fully, it's UN Watch. I've been following for years UN Watch.
Who is this?
It's called UN Watch. And the guy running it is Hillel Neuer. He's a lawyer. He has a whole team behind him.
That's a crazy name.
I think he's Jewish. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's actually Canadian, I think. Anyway, and they've been, they've been attacked by people at the UN for years.
Executive Director of UN Watch.
Yeah. So many people from so many organizations in the UN have criticized UN Watch and Hillel Neuer personally because of all the information they were bringing forth to the UN.
Okay.
They're the only organization that has the right to sit in the different committees of the UN to expose anything they have found, whatever, And for years they've been calling on the UN to look into UNRWA.
Good name.
Yeah. Because of potential infiltration by terrorists, which is Hamas, right? And mostly because there's international funds supporting UNRWA. So it's like, dude, you can't be fucking sending money and all the money going to this terrorist organization,
No
right?
matter how cool they seem, yeah.
And with this conflict that happened, all this garbage now resurfaced. There's video evidence now of Israeli soldiers that have gone into schools, hospitals in Gaza where they have found stuff belonging to the UN next to terrorist fucking bomb jackets or weapons, all sorts of things, right?
The UN is trying to goad Israel into destroying Palestine.
No. So they've exposed this. And they've been blocked by the UN. Nobody has taken them seriously. And they're like, you know what? Fuck that shit.
This is funny. Can I read this for a second?
Yeah.
Why do you fucking cut the guy off?
Sorry. Go. Finish.
Is it part of this?
Yes, it is.
No, yeah, say,
Finish.
read it.
No, finish.
Well, no. 2 weeks ago, they exposed all the fucking people working for UNRWA that were involved with Hamas, and all hell broke loose. Right? The New York Times wrote about it, and that caused all these countries to stop funding UNRWA, to suspend the funding. So U.S., Canada, all these countries in Europe.
So defund the UN is now a good idea. Fucking Trump, he's just ahead of his time. Go on.
Yeah. So now there's obviously alarm, there's sirens going off because they're like, listen, if we don't get this fucking money, we won't be able to support, this mission in Gaza, which is, I agree. Yeah. Okay. It's important because it's the only thing they have over there, right? Hospitals are run by UNRWA, schools are run by UNRWA, like all these missions are run by UNRWA. And if they don't have this funding, then what the fuck are they going to do? Because the reality on the ground is that people need this support. Unfortunately, all the fucking all the food and all the resources
Goes to
going in
Hamas.
right now. Yeah, you've seen clips, right, where you have all these guys waiting, and then they arrive with a pickup truck to start shooting at fucking Palestinians, take everything and fuck off, right? So there's no humanitarian aid going and reaching to the actual Palestinians on the ground. It's all going to the, well, not all. I mean, I don't want to generalize, but anyway. So this is an issue now, and Canada is among the countries that has suspended their aid. I think it was over $100 million a year that they were giving to UNRWA, which is a lot of money. And as soon as they announced that, a couple days later, Trudeau came out and said, no, but we're still giving $40 million to other organizations
Same shit.
in Palestine.
So Trudeau's funding Hamas.
I don't know if they're funding Hamas.
Yeah,
I mean,
you just described
They're funding Hamas indirectly, which means they're funding Hamas.
yeah, because the problem isn't that. The problem is you want help
Well, I think
to
that's
reach
a big
Palestine.
problem.
That's a huge problem.
No, the problem is that there's no accountability. Like, where the fuck is this money? Like, okay, we're giving $100 million to UNRWA. We know theoretically what the mission is. But
We also know that that's not what's happening.
Exactly. With all the information now that we have, what the fuck is going on? How are we sending money, and not only to Palestine, like any philanthropic or any mission that Canada supports internationally? It's fine that we give the money to, but can we have sort of an understanding about where this money is going? Where is it being used? How is it being used? What did you buy with this $100 million? What did it serve? What purpose does it have? And get receipts. Fuck. It's like, dude, show me. You bought books, okay? You bought pencils. You bought medical supplies. What the fuck did you do with this money, right? I'm just afraid that we're just giving the check and thank you very much. We did our part.
Well, that's exactly what we're doing. You just described it, and then you go, I'm afraid we're doing what I just described we're doing. That's what we're doing. We've always been doing it. That's why people like Trump are saying defund this whole fucking thing. This is nonsense. Nothing is helping. We're giving money to our enemy, and everyone's like, shut the fuck up, stupid.
Yeah.
And now 4 years later, like, ooh, actually.
Yeah. So it's huge, right? Because this, they just fucking pulled the curtain down.
I'll tell you all something. In time of lies, which is right now, we live in a time filled with lies, telling the truth seems wrong and crazy. A lot of these crazy people don't like to hear the truth. They get upset because you're destroying their fake worldview. You got to keep telling the truth. Fuck these retards. Fuck these retards. They don't want to. They don't like the truth. I don't give a fuck. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
So right now, whether you like it or not, you are causing death and destruction indirectly in the Middle East. All right. So you could protest all you fucking want, but if you're protesting, I want a ceasefire, and then we're sending money so that there is no fucking ceasefire. We're hypocrites.
The ceasefire will never happen. Israel is adamant.
But a ceasefire could happen if people had balls and stood up and said, "Whoa, this stops right fucking now. We figure shit out, or we're bombing both of you off the map." That's what's
Like
happening.
no one ever stopped and thought, how the fuck are people still living in poverty despite the billions of dollars that are flowing into Palestine right now that is supposed to go into development programs? How the fuck is there this huge underground network, under Gaza? Like no one has asked these fucking questions, but they're criticizing Israel for wanting to fucking blow up these tunnels, for actually going in and seeing what the hell is going on in hospitals. There was a video, you probably saw it, but I told you about it. I didn't send you the video. I told you, there's a small group of elite fucking Israeli soldiers that walked into a hospital in the West Bank.
I saw that. I saw the video yesterday.
Because they knew that there were 3 terrorists being protected in there. They were working out of a hospital, dude, in the West Bank. Like, the international community needs to know what the fuck is going on. There are entire sections of hospitals and schools that are secluded, and you have these fucking guys building weapons, launching rockets from there because they know that nobody's going to attack a school or a hospital.
So look, I'm going to play Jewish advocate for a second and then play Palestinian advocate. So they've been saying this for a long time. And so they've been bombing schools, they've been bombing hospitals, they go, there's terrorists there. And then the international community was like, you can't fucking do this. You're bombing schools and hospitals. You monsters, you're trying to kill children. You remember this, right?
Yeah.
And Israel was saying, I understand what you guys are saying. However, we're telling you it's filled with terrorists.
Yeah.
Okay. So on the one hand, you're like, okay, the Israelis were correct. There was terrorists on that. But on the other hand, they also just proved themselves wrong because people were saying, if there are terrorists, why can't you go in commando style, just take out the terrorists and not have all this collateral damage? And they were like, that's impossible. And then they just did it. So you could just kill the bad guys and not blow up children.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like a double-edged sword. Yes, okay, you were right, which I knew. We knew this for years.
Yeah, but what
they
is
build them on hospitals and schools on purpose, and they fire from there on purpose. So because they sacrifice these humans, they go, if Israel does attack us, the international community is going to look down upon them because they just blew up a school and they killed kids. All that, right? So the strategy was there. We knew what they were doing. But Israel said, there's no way we can go one-on-one and kill the terrorists. You just did, though. So you could have not bombed entire neighborhoods.
And they flooded the tunnels.
Yeah, you could have done this.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
For the record, the UN Watch is the building is right next to the headquarters of the UN.
Obviously.
In Geneva.
That's how you got to watch them. You got to be close.
And funded by the American Jewish Committee since 2001.
That's not good.
A little biased, no?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is... yeah.
I am not an investigator.
Because if you notice, the UN is always like, nothing Israel does is ever wrong. And you're like, that's suspicious. Nothing is wrong. Some of this is wrong. Nothing is wrong. You're like, who's watching the UN? And you're like, the Jewish lobby.
No. In their defense...
They even got a Arabic lawyer. Is he a lawyer?
He's a lawyer, yeah. I don't think he's... no, I think...
As a chairman. That's
What's his name?
No. He's Jewish.
That's a Jewish guy, bro.
Hillel Neuer. Hillel Neuer. Bro, that's not Arabic.
Jewish. I don't know. It looks...
Well, that is as Jewish as it gets.
I don't know.
Yeah.
His middle name is Shlomo.
I don't know, man. And it's crazy because that conflict has spilled over into the entire region over there. I don't know if you guys have been following what's happening in the Red Sea with Yemen now.
Yeah. By the way, fuck these Houthis.
Yeah, well, of course, fuck these Houthis. But now you have the U.S. and nobody talks about this, right?
Oh yeah, Moses.
Yeah, you're not going to flip on a fucking channel and see this. Nobody is talking about this, but the U.S. is engaged in a fucking bombing expedition in Yemen.
I know.
Nobody's talking about that.
Yeah, and soon Iran, if Iran doesn't shape up.
Fuck Iran, bro.
Yeah, but I don't want to go to war is the thing. Look, I'm the man who is like, look, we all want the same thing. All right.
But what's the alternative, man? Because you've been trying for years to figure a solution out. Trump, whether you like him or not, had fucking a plan that was honestly the best thing that has ever been proposed in the Middle East with the Abraham Accords.
You're the first leftist media person that has admitted
I'm
that
not
in
a
8
leftist,
years.
man. What the fuck?
You're leftist.
You're a huge leftist.
So the Abraham Accords was a huge step forward in the Middle East. But guess what? They fucking didn't like it because
they can't sell weapons if there's no war.
No, because you know the argument, right? Saudi Arabia was about to ratify the Abraham Accords, and Iran fucking, threw the morons into fucking Israel to stir up trouble.
And they did, by the way. Israel fell for that hook, line, and sinker.
But again,
that's why I think Israel wanted that to happen.
Yeah.
I feel like Netanyahu, he's been talking about it for a while.
I was just about to say
like,
that.
yo,
We've
let these
spoken about
Palestinians
that.
attacks, we could kill them.
How do you let that happen, bro? The most protected fucking border in the world, the most intelligence service. How the hell does that happen?
I don't know, bro. It's almost like, how do you let 9/11 happen? And then through the destruction and debris, you find the passports of the terrorists you were looking for because somehow they survived, but steel beams didn't.
Yeah.
Why did they need passports for domestic flights? There's a lot of questions.
No, they got those from...
No, you remember the Mohammed Atta, the passport found a few blocks away? Yeah, it survived the plane crash. That's the actual story. That's the actual story.
I know. Yeah. I thought they caught...
And then they said, how did the two towers go down the way they did? They go, jet fuel melted everything. They melted steel beams. It's like, how did it not melt a passport?
he threw it out of the window before the collision.
Do you know how much dumb shit we believed? Also, no one was asking. You don't need passports for domestic flights. These were domestic flights.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He was flying and he was like, shit! I forgot my passport. I'm gonna need this for later to leave the country. So he tossed it out.
It doesn't make any sense.
No. I was just fucking around.
It doesn't. There's so many questions. Then when we found out that it was the funding came from Pakistani intelligence. Saudi Arabia was involved. The FBI was involved with these guys. They're like, yo, let's fucking attack Afghanistan. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
That's funny.
because Al Qaeda took
By the way,
responsibility.
I just read and saw.
And then in a video, a fake ass video. And then the other best part is Iraq. Like, we're going to Iraq. Why? 9/11. What does it have to do with 9/11?
Weapons of mass destruction.
Then they said we can't connect them directly to 9/11. So we found out he's building weapons of mass destruction. So he goes, all right, bring the UN Security Council to investigate what we're doing. They go in and check. They go, we found a weapons of mass destruction. So then the US says, they're there. Colin Powell goes to the UN. This, by the way, this is not made up. This is not hyperbole. This is all documented. He goes to the UN. Looking a little shaky. He's like, yeah, we have confirmed intelligence. I know you guys went and checked it out and you saw nothing, but he's got weapons of mass destruction. Okay? Which was not true. So they went there,
But
millions of people died. Years later, because people called me a conspiracy theorist, before he died, the good old Colin admitted that not only he was uncomfortable in front of the UN lying. He's like, I can't believe we're sending the world to war. Lying, saying they have weapons of mass destruction. We got to bomb Iraq. And he knew that it wasn't true. And he admitted this. All this to say, this entire time, people like Alex Jones, myself, were correct on all these fucking things. But no one talks about it. No, it's all cool. We killed millions of motherfucking people for nothing. Destabilized an entire region that the military-industrial complex can sell weapons, build fucking Kmart's, and steal oil.
Basically.
Yeah, so, by the way, this is another segment of things that are going to get Pantelis assassinated.
By the way, on something a little more lighter, I just saw a video, and the description is girl fights gay guy because the gay dude sucked off her boyfriend.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing they're paying attention to the fucking show, bro.
Yes, that was my girlfriend and my lover, and I was topped up twice that day.
By the way, this has to do with news. Did you guys see the Mona Lisa super fiasco?
These people have to stop this shit, bro.
Actually, I'm very happy. Bro, the climate's looking better already.
By the way, they're such dummies because the Mona Lisa is behind the glass.
Yeah.
They don't. I think they
don't
know,
care.
bro. I think they know. I
I
think
don't
for
think
them,
they're
it's
that dumb. I think they could see the glass.
Yeah.
But
I
they're
don't think they see it.
I'm helping.
no. It's the attention. You know the.
Because the whole point of the soup is to ruin the painting. That's why they would. So
No,
I
they
think,
see the glass. The whole point is
No,
to
no, no.
have the fucking idiots filming them because.
George, if
No,
you
no,
look at the
yeah.
past videos, the
Yeah.
whole point of the
past-
soup,
oh, yeah, okay.
because it was
Destroy
hot
art.
soup, it was to destroy. You couldn't even repair it. It would
Yeah.
just destroy because it's oil. It would just destroy the painting.
It takes a pretty sad fucking individual to think that if I destroy a piece of
priceless piece of-
collective fucking art that belongs to
world,
to collective culture, bro, the entire world, it's gonna make the environment better. It's gonna make people wake up to this reality. No,
ISIS
it's not.
had the same strategy. Remember when they were destroying all the Sumerian architecture?
What the fuck? Yeah, I remember that.
They have the same strategy. Khalkhalash, God is going to get angry. We're going to change the weather. They're doing the same thing. Like, we're destroying art. The weather is going to change. First of all, you cocksuckers. You're voting. You're super leftist. So you're voting for the people that are polluting the fucking planet. Because trust me right now, it ain't the fucking right wing. The right wing fucking hates, they want to bring back industry in North America. They hate what China and India are doing, which, by the way, are the biggest pollutants on polluters of the planet, but we're not talking about that.
Yeah.
So you're causing the problem, then you're complaining about the problem, and then you're destroying private stuff that has nothing to do with the problem in order to raise awareness of the problem that you voted to start. It's fucking insane. Bro, we live in the dumbest timeline.
Yeah.
How does this
But
turn around?
China played their cards right too, huh? They came to North
China
America.
doesn't give a fuck, bro.
Yeah, they came to Canada. They take all the minerals and all that shit. You know, when
They own everything.
Yeah.
They own everything. Everything.
Fuck, bro. Yeah,
Not
we
so-
got
not
rattled,
so-
bro.
It only takes 5 years, and then I don't seem crazy. I just had to tough it out for 5 years.
How does this turn around, you think? Can it turn around?
First, you have to take
Like, do we pivot? Sorry, do we pivot to extremism before people realize that, you know what, we got to bring it to the middle and let's just stay there for a while?
No, because
We
then
have
you-
a bunch of fringes right now that have gone extreme.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what has gone extreme. The extreme left and the extreme right exist like
Not only do they exist, they are highly polarized.
They're highly
right now.
polarized, and they exist in actual reality. They're no longer ideas. We have extreme right-wing people and extreme left-wing people that actually live in the same cities now, okay?
Yeah.
This is unheard of in the modern world because you don't need extremes in the modern world. We're supposed to be a little subdued, right? We got our fucking entertainment. So the fact that they both exist is crazy, and they just fight each other constantly on the media. So that's a huge problem. We're already polarized. We need to come back to the middle, but the only way we come back to the middle now, this is the problem, is you need someone, like let's say in our country, the country's going too far left. That's why nothing works. So you need someone center right to start pulling it back.
But that's what always happens. The problem is,
The problem we went way far back. So now,
yeah, but that's my fear. The reaction to what we have now, is it going to be further to the right than it should? That's the fucking question.
So let's say Poilievre wins, okay?
Yeah.
The work he would have to do to get us back to the middle is insane. So number one, I don't know what the fuck, all honesty, I don't know what the fuck he's going to do about this economy. In order to stabilize the ship quickly, you are going to need to, whether you like it or not, cut taxes.
Of course.
100%. People have to pay. No, listen, you have to cut taxes, cut social programs that are wasteful, that aren't really that
I don't
beneficial.
think you cut taxes because you need the revenue, but you're going to have to cut programs for
you
sure.
have to get the revenue. You need to cut taxes, keep sales taxes. Revenue, when you cut tax, I mean, you have to cut personal income tax.
Yeah.
People need to have more money in their pockets so they can stimulate the economy, which is then going to collect taxes because they're buying shit.
There you go.
You need to cut personal income tax right away. You're going to have to cut some social programs that are wasteful, like women's study groups and stupid shit like that. You're going to have to cut that right off the fucking bat because it's wasteful. You need to cut as much money. Maybe you're going to have to look at some delegates and be like, oh, we got to cut some departments. You can't, because we need money. You're
Like
also
the Argentinian guy. Have you seen that clip?
you have to, no choice. You're also
Ministry of Tourism. He was just
You're
tossing
also
everything.
you're also going to Javier Milei. You're also going to have to start, which is going to be hard, repairing the damage done emotionally around the country between the right and the left. That's going to be so difficult.
That's almost impossible.
To tell people, look, guys, we had a crazy bunch of years. The blackface guy did some crazy shit. We got to get back together. This is one fucking country. We can't shit on each. We can't attack each other. We have to be peaceful. Then you have to also have to cut red tape around housing, around construction of new buildings and businesses. You're gonna have to also cut some taxes for small businesses because you need small businesses to thrive to create Canada again, bro. And now you know how hard
it is,
bro. You're gonna have to be like, swallow the pill and do it. It's super difficult.
Here's
but it's
the
the
thing,
only way. Or else
Bro,
this
doesn't it
country's
cost?
lost.
Here's the thing, you don't
just
need-
hold on. Just to build a house, doesn't it cost like $300,000 before you start building?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So that's what he had said. Polyev did a whole documentary. And he said, "You guys, this is crazy. No one wants to even build these houses because in order to start, they're already starting at 300. So in order to make money, they're gonna have to sell the house at $1 million, but it's not worth that. A lot of people don't have that money. This is impossible. You have to stop this." And he's right. He's 100% right.
Yeah. The person that makes this transition, first of all, I disagree that he has to go and fucking call out what happened before, because then you're just feeding into the opposition. And the example exists, and I bring it up a lot of times, is what Philippe Couillard did in Quebec. Philippe Couillard didn't come in and say, well, the previous government's fucked up, probably because it was his government, but he didn't say anything. But you have to accept the fact that you are sacrificing yourself because you are going to be hated no matter what. But down the line, they're going to look back and say, you know what? Thank God that was there. Thank God, because when you look at it factually, everything that happened made sense in Quebec. Everything made sense in Quebec.
In Quebec?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Economically.
Now?
No. Well, now we're looking at what happened before, and we're like, thank God that happened. Look, Legault came in with $7 billion in surplus.
What happened to that money?
The pandemic fucking happened. Can you imagine if you didn't have that money during the pandemic?
Nothing would have changed. So hold on.
Of course it would have changed. You would have been dead.
George, no. I would have been dead. I'm fucking fine.
Not you.
George.
The government.
Hold on. Now you got me pissed off. I'll tell you why. You got me pissed off. You're not going to fall into this leftist narrative. They mismanaged our funds. I'll tell you why. Before the pandemic, 20 years, we've been complaining about the same problems in the hospitals and the schools.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
The pandemic happened, and they said they're going to fix it. We're now post-pandemic. We have the same problem in the hospitals and the schools. So where did that $7 billion go?
Whatever happens, whatever you believe in, anyone that was in power at that time, because you don't know what the fuck was going on. Nobody here knew what the fuck was going on. I mean, now we're talking.
I was scared.
No. The first year, I think everybody was like, guys, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Let's just follow what the fuck these guys are saying. And now in retrospect, we're like, they're idiots. But anyone in that position, no matter what, you're going to have to fucking cut the check. You're going to have to use that credit card to provide services. Thankfully for him, he had that security net that was
services.
What do you mean what services, bro? Fucking money to the businesses that are closed, the Serb Malakia, like all these fucking things.
The Serb was Canadian.
It was federal. But no, provincially too, he gave money to the businesses.
Hold on. How much do you think went into the advertisements?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying.
How much do you think went into the advertisements
listen to me.
to get vaccinated?
Looking back,
He didn't do it. It's not his fault.
No. But listen to me. When you're looking back, there's way more things that you can pinpoint that you're like, what the fuck did you do? I'm saying at that moment when you don't know what the hell is going on, you're in power. No matter what, you're going to dip into that credit card because you have to. You know what I mean? You have to provide services.
I can forgive the first 6 months.
So the argument I'm making is that now, years later, people are looking back in the management that was done during between 2014 and 18, and they're like, you know what? It made total sense for us to fucking take care of finances the way that it was managed.
Yep.
There was a health reform. Perhaps it wasn't fucking perfect.
Nothing was done. What was reformed?
Yeah.
We have the same problems we've been having for 20 years.
Yeah. So now there's a new health reform. Let's see what happens with this one. I don't know what the fuck. I mean, they're re-centralizing. To go back to your argument,
just privatize.
Even that's not going to help now because no one has money.
But
So you could privatize if people had money to go, but they fucked us. We have no money and we pay too much taxes. So let's say you have the best private clinic.
I got a letter from my doctor. He went private.
Yeah, most doctors are doing that.
Everyone,
But the
choice.
problem is now no one has money. So let's say you have a nice private doctor. You could go when you want. You go get your blood tests, everything, bro. But you don't have 2 Gs because you're not making any money because you live in fucking Quebec where they take half your money and you're already not making a lot of money. So they're creating these problems and then they're like, why aren't you going to see a doctor? Because I don't have, because you're going to put me on a 15-month waiting list, number one. And number two, I can't go to the private one because I don't have any fucking money.
Yeah. No, but all I'm saying is that, to go back to what you were saying about Poilievre, he needs to understand that whether he stays for 1 or 2 mandates, he has to be the guy that sacrifices himself because he's going to be looked at as the enemy.
Yeah.
But 10, 15 years after he's done, they're gonna go back and say, you know what,
He was right.
Fuck, thank God I was there.
That's like me podcasting 5 years ago. Like, that's just fucking crazy.
Dude, everyone in 2006. When did Harper come in? 2003, 4.
Harper, yeah.
I don't know. I was a child.
I protested against Harper.
Yeah,
I protested against the Iraq War.
Everyone
protesting.
in 2006, I think 5 or 6, was criticizing Harper and especially his finance minister, Jim Flaherty.
Look at these fucking nerds.
Jim
For
Flaherty
real.
Saving us money.
We didn't know at the time. We're
Listen
like,
to
why are they
this.
so cheap?
Exactly. No,
And then we found out they saved us in 2008.
Fucking right. But that's exactly my point. Everyone was criticizing Harper and his finance minister for not following the U.S. because the U.S. had approached Canada because obviously we have trade agreements with them.
We got rid of Glass-Steagall. You should do the same thing. Just let the housing fucking thing go up.
They
And they're like,
tried to make our banking system more flexible and to stimulate the economy. Jim Flaherty is like, I don't think we're going to do that.
So-
I don't think so. We need that security net. We're going to keep our check at, even if you were getting interest at 3%, the bank systems in Canada were checking you at 5 already.
Yeah.
You didn't, and I have a lot of friends. I have friends that work in the bank. They're like, listen, we're giving 3%. We're approving you for 3, but behind the curtain, we're making sure that you're getting you check out
getting
at
a
5.
for 5.
When it fluctuates, you're
Yeah,
still
so
good.
they kept that fucking pillow because if shit goes wrong, we want to make sure that you're going to be able to pay if it goes up to 5, right? Or whatever it was.
Smart.
So they didn't follow the U.S. and they were heavily criticized until the U.S. fucking plummeted into the worst fucking crisis and it took with him the entire planet. Canada, honestly, survived pretty
best.
okay.
Yeah, it did.
No, I don't think we felt it. The
what I'm
2008
saying.
crisis, we do. I mean, we did feel it
Not
because we're
like everyone else. We were fine.
yeah, because
I don't know,
we're
bro, I
trading
was-
with the U.S., right? So I mean, there was a little bit, but not to that extent.
I was 15, bro. I was smoking weed and eating McFlurries, bro.
Not much has changed. So what's funny is I saw Harper in an interview and they were trying to compliment him on that, and he didn't take the call. He's like, "Oh no, it wasn't." He goes, "The thing that I did right is I hired him because he knows what he's doing." He was talking about the guy Flaherty.
Jim Flaherty, yeah.
He goes, "I asked the person that I appointed because he's supposed to be the expert,
But
and I
also-
trusted
yeah,
him."
but also-
the guy said, "This is going to be a shit show if you do this. We have to really take care of our. That's all we have. We have to take care of our housing, Canada." So it's like I listened to him, and you listen to the experts.
But Harper was being modest because let's call a spade a spade. Harper was a fucking economist. He
Yeah, but
knew his
doesn't-
numbers.
I like him. He doesn't want to take
No,
credit.
of course
for-
not. No, but that's what he do. He wasn't a
humble.
he wasn't a part-time fucking drama teacher. You know what I mean? That doesn't
He's
understand.
Like, I saved you.
That doesn't
Let me put
understand-
on my blackface.
Oh, fuck. Anyway, whatever. So yeah.
Oy vey.
Because I learned my lesson too. I fucking didn't like Harper. As far as I was concerned, towards the end, I was like, "You're an old fucking dude." And
It's
fuck
fatigue.
this.
It's government fatigue. It
Government
happens
fatigue.
with every government.
And
yeah.
I learned after a few months with Trudeau. I was like,
Oh fuck, we made a mistake.
I'd rather have,
We
I'd
made
rather have a
mistake.
nerd. You need a dork that only cares about the numbers. You don't need ideologues. You don't need anyone with philosophy stuff.
Yeah.
We need communism, or we need gays. We got to electrocute the gays. You don't need that shit. You need people who are just nerds and like, we got to fix the economy and free you. And these nerds will set us free.
There was a clip going around last year, I think, or early in the year. I can't remember when. And it was just so fucking funny because it was a clip from the 2015 campaign when Harper obviously was campaigning against Trudeau. And it's a clip from Harper in one of those town hall meetings. And he was describing to the people present how flawed Justin Trudeau's platform, economic platform was.
He's like, this doesn't make any sense.
And he goes, it doesn't make sense. This is what he proposes, and this is what will happen if we adopt these measures. And he was saying it step by step. This is 2015. And that clip resurfaced, I think, last year.
No way. Where
and
is
it's
it?
the exact same fucking thing that happened, bro. The guy was calling it.
By the
Because
way,
he knows. He
That
understands.
clip, that clip resurfaced a few years ago, okay? That clip resurfaced a few years ago. I shared that clip of him saying what's going to happen to the economy and how bad it is. And a local comedian called me a Nazi on Facebook, and we got into a fight. And I go, how? And then people in the comments like, how is this a Nazi? He's like, he's attacking Trudeau. And I go, but look at what he's saying. This is economic talk, and it's correct. He called me a Nazi.
You know what the thing is?
Yeah.
And this is the difference between people like us and I think the majority of the other people. You voted for Trudeau. And
first time.
Yeah, okay. And I wasn't part of his team ever, but for political reasons and strategic reasons, we were behind the guy.
Yeah.
And, we worked with him and, it takes a lot for someone to realize that you were in the wrong and to look at facts and say, you know what? this wasn't right.
That's what
we
I
got
did
to
with Trudeau.
pivot, right? Rather than to look at the people that
I voted for him. I got to support everything he does.
no, blindly, dude.
Yeah.
Blindly. We're talking about this fucking loyalty that is fucking ridiculous. I don't understand it. And I have a lot of people in my circle that obviously are liberals and that are in his association and that go to the conventions and they're like, yeah, still cheering.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, do you not see what's happening?
You realize he's committing your children's future
And I'm not saying
to
here,
poverty.
yeah, and I'm not saying here, ditch your fucking party. No, stay loyal to the party. Ditch the fucking leader.
Yeah. I'm saying vote for Millhouse this time.
I think I found the video.
Vote I've already seen it. Vote Millhouse
I
this
haven't
time.
seen it.
You'll watch it after. Vote Millhouse this time. Let these nerds take care of the economy.
Yes.
And then we'll see. Because we can't have these fucking idiots running shit. First of all, the fact that they just think like money, because money, you're just printing it as much as you want because it's fiat currency, but they're devaluing the rest of our currency, our buying power. Everything's, I can't listen to people complain about the fucking grocery stores anymore because I complain too. I don't mean I can't listen like I'm upset that you're complaining. I mean I can't stand to see it anymore where someone's like, oh bro, I had to choose this week. I had to make a choice on what. This is fucking terrible.
This is how I imagine Trudeau walking into like the office of a like where they just print money and they go, oh, and this is where we print money, and he goes, what do you mean? You just print it? And he thought it's like an infinite thing, you know, kind of like that would be a funny
Okay,
sketch.
so you guys make money here. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. So if I ever need
yeah.
anything, you guys can back me up.
It's like this. Print some more for all my countries. All right, that was the news. George Chandrizos has a hit podcast in French called The Backstage Podcast. But now he has a new one called Politiquement Parlant. Am I right?
Yes.
So, Politiquement Parlant is the breakout star of Quebec news podcasts. He recently had the potential future premier of Quebec, something Plamondon, a man who wants to separate you from your hard-earned dollars because he's a communist and you should stay away from him. No, apparently Plamondon is very cool. People like him. Yeah. George liked him. George says the interview is worth watching, so go watch it. Apparently he's got some innovative ideas for Quebec.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy. I mean, I don't agree with him, but he's worth listening.
Yeah, he's worthless. Ning too. I do like his idea of hating the monarchy and the king. I stand by his side. Fuck the king. Poseidon is online. The Poseidon69, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, PantelsComedy.com. Tour dates are up Friday nights at the third floor, 11 p.m. Get your tickets now. The Secret Show. Come out before you go out. Come out after you go out, depending on what your Friday night looks like. But Crescent Street, 11 p.m. The place to be is the third floor comedy club with all the big stars of the city. Thank you guys.